doing great things. Dap my partner up, I'm glad he on the same thing. Bills is going up, but I know how to maintain. Had to cut him off, but I ain't got to say name. Hey, plans of being the boss and I ain't gang bang. Some of my brothers did, but we be on the same thing. Solid sense of kid, respect is just the main thing. If I said it, I'm gon' do it. I ain't changed. Hey, I'm from the west side.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the I Am Courtney Chandler podcast, where we discover ourselves, we embrace it, and unlock the potential within. I appreciate whatever day, month, year, whenever you listen to this podcast and watching it also on YouTube. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, and yes, you heard it right, we're on YouTube. Thank y'all so much for checking me out whenever day, time, month, year you're listening to this podcast. And hey, do me a favor, show me some love on social media. You see the tag right there below. I Am Courtney Chandler podcast. That's at I Am Courtney Chandler podcast. That's on Facebook and also on IG. Listen, y'all, I'm so happy to be back with you all this week. Let me tell y'all. So last week I couldn't come on because I was sick. Yes, your boy was sick. I was down and out for the count in many cases. I had something going on in my sinuses that kind of kept me down for about literally the whole week. It started off with just a minor, you know, my throat started hurting, and I went to the urgent care, and they was like, yeah, you probably got a cold, and they gave me a shot, and I thought, hey, I'll be back to normal, be back, back at work, feeling good. Well, the next day, that Wednesday, because I got sick Tuesday or Monday night going into Tuesday. But that Wednesday, I felt even worse. So I was like down for the count. Got some rest, felt a little bit better, went back to work on Thursday. Still wasn't 100%. Then when I got off work, I still felt horrible again. Went back to work on Friday. Did not really have a voice and still felt horrible. Nose running. Still had cold. Just coming out my nose and spitting up, and it was just a horrible experience. And Saturday it was kind of all like it kind of just easily went away. I was finally kind of able to get back to a little bit of normal. Sunday was completely gone. So I'm back. So happy to be back to normal and to be back with you all for the I Am Courtney Chandler podcast. I know y'all looking at me like, why has he got a cap on? Why he got all this Auburn stuff on? So I got this cap on because y'all, I have not gotten a haircut this week, and I kind of like a wolf man. You see my beard. So until I get a haircut, yeah, I put this cap on, and I'm trying to make sure I don't get sick anymore because here in Alabama, it is getting cool. It's starting to get cool. So I'm trying to protect my head, as my mom would say, as much as possible. And of course, I got on my Auburn stuff. One, I'm an Auburn fan, War Eagle. And also, I actually, after this show, I got to record another show, CNC Talking Tigers, with my main man, Tony Milford, right after this show. So I was like, I might as well just put on my stuff and be ready, because we got to record that right after this show. But hey, I'm so happy to be with y'all. I'm so happy to be back. Hopefully I don't get sick again. And hey, let's jump into the show. So we didn't do it the first episode, but you know how we start off the show. First off, we discover ourselves, we embrace it, and unlock the potential within. But we like to shine a light on people, a group of people, or somebody that's doing some great things in the community, are doing great things out here. And today, this episode, I got most people that I want to shout out and show some love to. So let me bring them on up to the stream, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, as Ti would say. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take myself off. And there you see these lovely black queens right here. These lovely, lovely black queens. Matter of fact, go ahead and clap it up for them. Clap it up for them. Clap it up for them. You have Zendaya. You have Lizzo. You have um, Quinta Brunson, and then you have the legend Cheryl Lee Ralph. And let me tell you why I'm shining a light on them, because they were Emmy winners on Monday. Yeah, that's right. You heard it. They were Emmy winners on Monday. Give them some love. Everybody show them some love. Clap it up, 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 clap it up. So Quinta Brunson, she won the Emmy. She took on the Emmy for best writing for a comedy series for Abbott Elementary. Cheryl Lee Raff, the legend who many of us know as D Aunt D from Moesha, but she's been in the game for a long time. She won. She became the second black woman to win Best Supporting Actress in a comedy series. Lizzo, the multi-talented artist, she took home her first ever Emmy for Best Competition Series for her Prime Video show Lizzo's Watch Out for the Big Girls. And Zendaya, hold on, I want to get her name right. Zendaya, she won her second Emmy for her role in as Rue in HBO drama Euphoria. So, congrats to these beautiful black queens. Representation matters, y'all, and this was amazing. When heard about it, I wasn't able to watch the Emmys on Monday night because I was trying to get some sleep before I had to go to work the next day. But when I heard that these four women had took home, major awards, I was ecstatic, because this not only is huge representation for women, but also women of color, not just black women, Hispanic women, Asian women, Latino women. This is huge to see four black women win on the biggest stage in television, which is the Primetime Emmys. So shout out, and we shining light on Zendaya, Lizzo, Quinta Brunson, and the legend Cheryl Lee Ralph. Let's give it up for him one more time. Give it up for him. We shining a light on you lovely ladies on this week. So hey, let's jump into the episode for the week. So today I'll be talking about I am not where I want to be. So if I was in church, I would tell you look at your neighbor. But if you're in the car, just say I am not where I want to be. And I'm gonna tell you, you know, break it down to why you, I'm not where I want to be, and also the synopsis of this. Um, for many of you don't know, your boy is coming up on 30. December 5th, I will be the big 3-0. And I mean, that's so crazy to know that, man, I'm about to be 30 years old out here in these streets. And yeah, like how the old folks say, "Man, I'm getting up there." I feel like I'm getting older, but I'm also gaining more wisdom as well. So I'm kind of looking forward to 30, but it's like, dang, like my 20s, I was having like my 20s was like pretty like legit. Like I enjoyed my 20s, but 30 is fastly approaching on me in just a few months. So I will be hitting or making the big 3-0 in just a few days. And I was sitting down looking and thinking, like, man, when I was in my early 20s, like 2021, I had all these grandiose plans of where I wanted to be by 30. I think I said I want to be, in a major um, market, as far as TV. I wanted to, at least be married, had a house, maybe a dog. My girlfriend probably is laughing or it's gonna talk about me or it's bringing up a dog. Because yeah, my girlfriend wants a dog so bad, like so bad. And then I swear she always brings it up at least once a week to me about can we get a dog? I'm like, no, we can't get a dog right now. Can we get a dog? Like it comes up at least once a week. So I feel like I have opened the gate. So yeah, unfortunately, no, babe, we're not getting a dog. So um yeah, but just thinking about coming up on that, and I was like, man, like I look back at what I would be dreaming and thought I would be at to where I am now. If I could look back then in the future to where I am now, I probably would laugh and be like, no way, there's no way I'll be like where I am. So this to break it down, I am 30. I'm not married. I'm dating. You just heard about my girlfriend. I do not have any kids. I do not own a house. I am not in a top five market. I don't even make. I don't make six figures. Not the Lord is working, and I know He will provide. But I don't even make close to six figures. I know the Lord will provide, and I'll get into that a little bit later. Um, so yeah, that's me in a nutshell. Right now, I currently right now living at home, trying to save money in order to eventually get a house. So it's not where envision myself at this age. Um, I guess God said otherwise, and He has a bigger plan for me compared to my plan that I had probably 10 years ago when I was in college and thought where I was going to be at right now. He probably was like, nah. He's like, you think you're going to be there, but you not there where you're not in the place where I want. So that is I like I said, is I had like I guess a picture or to see the future, to see where I'm at now to where I wanted to be, I probably would laugh. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I probably would get have so many giggles and probably would be rolling. And let me, yeah, yeah, laugh it up. Yeah, yeah, you know what? Yeah, that would probably be me. That'd probably be me. And you know what's the funny thing about me saying all this? It's because when I look on social media, I see a lot of my friends, a lot of people I went to high school with, a lot of people I went to college with. Like right now, like they're settled. I got friends who are either engaged, who are married, who got kids now, who got houses. Like they are settled. And I have a lot of friends like that you see on social media and then when you see that, it's like, man, like, am I like you really do it really has you thinking like, did I miss out? Or did I miss the memo? Like, was I supposed like I think I missed um the mark when they said, I should have got married at this age, I should have had kids this age, I should have bought a house this age. I should be making this money at this age. You sometimes think um just I know me personally. I think like, man, I think I should have wrote out or had this kind of detailed out. Uh, this plan detailed out a little bit because they're kind of doing everything that our parents did. I have a lot of friends who are kind of doing a lot of things that like my parents did, married at a young age in the early 20s, have kids at an early age and buy a house. Um, but for me and maybe a lot of you out there, we ain't there yet. We not where we want to be even close. We ain't even ready for kids. We ain't ready to buy a house. Someone's not ready to get married. Um, for the single people, um, and even the dating people as well. We just ain't there yet. And I had to tell myself that in all that, you know, that's okay. Because comparison culture, it kills, man. Like to be watching and seeing all this and you wondering, hey, like, am I supposed to be right there? And then it's like, no, you're right where God wants you to be. I think a lot of times when we see these things on social media, when we see our friends, we start to question and wondering, like, man, do I should have probably been doing this by now. And the problem is you are trying to live somebody else's life and not live your life. And I'm guilty of that too. I feel like sometimes I look at other people's lives and like I should be there. I should be doing that. And God says, no, you're at where I need you to be at this very time. So stop worrying about um what they're doing because they're where I want them to be, and you're where you need to be because I got you here. So we gotta. I I just want to reiterate to you all. Don't allow what we see in society dictate where we are, where you are right now. Because life is hard. I think I was talking to my girlfriend about this. I was like, man, I kind of wish I was back in high school, or college, at least my senior year in high school. The years prior, maybe not so. That's another story, another day. Maybe I might do an episode called "I Am in High School" or "I Am Going Back to High School." That might be a cool episode. But college was amazing. I mean, I had a blast in college. It was like it's literally like that time where you have responsibilities, but then you don't. You're like an adult, but then you're not an official adult. You're still in school trying to find your way. And it was the best experience of my life. I went to Troy University, as you all didn't know. Go Trojans, go Trojans. I ain't gonna sing the song, um, but it was a great experience. I met lifelong friends. Joined the best fraternity in the whole world, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Uh, been a part of some amazing clubs. I've been involved with, you know, Trojan Vision, which is the on-campus station. It was just fun. I had a blast in college, but now I'm in the real world. I've been in the real world for a minute now, and life is hard. Life is hard. Nobody. You ain't got nobody to wake you up. You got you don't have no breaks during school. You got to go to work most of the year. Besides probably summer holidays, and if you're in my field, you have to work holidays. Like some holidays I have to work. Sometimes I have to work Christmas, Thanksgiving. God, what other holidays? ch- Labor Day. I had to work Labor Day this last week. Uh, God, what's some other holidays? I have to work. This ain't. I guess probably not a big holiday, but well, it might be a big holiday for some of you all. Halloween. Uh, bear with me. There we go. I don't know why that happened just 3 minutes ago. Um, for you all that are watching on YouTube, so I do apologize for the short intermission where I was not on the stream, but we are back and we're gonna keep going. But yeah, life is hard. And as you continue to go in life, it gets harder. You gotta pay taxes, you gotta go to work, you gotta pay bills. Bills, 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 bills. It's I could just if I can live life and not have to pay bills, I think I would be all right. Uh, but if you want to have certain things, you gotta pay bills in order to have it. Um, I know at one point I had rent. You have power bill, you have Wi-Fi, you have a car note. You have to have those things to live, and it ain't easy. And life is hard. Um, it really is hard out here in these streets, as we millennials say. Um, but in saying all that, um, you know, I know we are trying to be successful. I know we are trying to make it out here. But I know there's one thing I do know. I know God got me. No matter how hard life gets, no matter how crazy it may seem, I know God got me. I know He's looking out for me. And I don't know about you all, but I kind of talk to God like this, and like, hey, God, hey, it's your boy, like, help a brother out. But I know He's looking out for me. I know He got me, and my faith in God also is the thing that is sustaining me in those tough moments. Like I said earlier, I'm not nowhere near where I want to be. There's a lot of things that I still have not accomplished. There's a lot of things I have not accomplished with this podcast. There's a lot of things I have not accomplished in my career, in my life. And I'm okay with where God has me, but I know He's progressing me to even greater things in life. And that gets me to the last point of this. Um, is the next move that I'm gonna have to make. It's gonna require me to have some faith and walk in faith, and that may be for many of you all too. Um, you might not be where you want to be right now. God might have you in a place where you're seeing other people be successful and have these things, and you're kind of in your waiting season. But just know He hasn't forgot about you. But there's also a moment where He's gonna have you activate faith, and you're gonna have to walk out on faith. And God had kept putting that in my spirit, and He kept telling me like, "Hey, like the next move, it's gonna require you to take a leap of faith." And I can't really get into really the details just yet because I'm still walking. I'm still walking this life, so I'm still learning even now what that means and the understanding behind that. But He told me, "Hey, the next move that I have for you is going to require you to trust me and have faith in me that it's going to work." And it's probably going to be it's probably not going to be pretty, but it's going to be necessary. And many of us, um, we want certain things, and they don't come pretty. They don't always come in a silver wrapping paper or in a nice box. They come ugly. They come dirty, not illegal, but they come, rough. You have to go through things, but your faith in God allows you to be sustained. One thing that I had a friend tell me, um, kind of right before I left Montgomery, and I had just got my job. I had just got accepted to come work for CBS 42 as a morning reporter, and I was at church, and he was like, "Man," he was like, "Now, since you done been through all that happened to you, you lost your job, you was without a job for a long period of time, you was in a depressed state. Now that you done been through all of that, and you had to, you know, survive the storm." He was like, "Now you know how it is for the next move that God wants to take you." So he was like, the next move. that happens or the next thing that happens in order for God to get you to where you go wanna be at, he was like, it's gonna be easy. He didn't say easy, but he's like, it's gonna be much easier for you because you already have seen this situation and challenge. And that's why I want to tell you all. If you don't get anything out of this, the next move or where you are right now, there's a purpose, and God is not just having you there for no reason. It might be really rough right now for you. It might not be, like I said, pretty. It might not be glamorous. But God has you and he's not forgotten about you. He has you in his hands. He's looking out for you and he's going to guide you through, but you got to have faith in order, first of all, to walk in your faith and know that whatever he has for you, you're going to have to just trust and believe. And sometimes it's not going to always come, easy. Sometimes it's going to require you to maybe lose a job or maybe be without a job for a long period of time or maybe leave a comfortable place in order for you to get to where he wants you to be. But just know on the other side of that, there's a victory, and that victory has your name on it. So keep that in mind. It's not going to be pretty, but it's going to be necessary in order for you to get the victory. So that's all I had for you all on this episode of the I Am Courtney Chandler podcast. I am not where I want to be. This is episode 2. And before we go, we have a sponsor. So this episode is brought to you by Faith, and that is, where I'm about to go. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's the evidence of things not seen. My presiding bishop always says this: you got to see it before you see it, or you never will see it. So if I can see where I want to be, then I know the man above has got my back and he's gonna take me there. All I gotta do is just have faith in him and he's gonna take me because I can see it and therefore I can have it. So hey, this is the I Am Courtney Chandler podcast. Thank y'all so much for listening and watching here on YouTube, or if you're listening on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or SoundCloud. Remember to always follow. There it is, the ticker below at I Am Courtney Chandler podcast on IG or on Facebook. For people who don't know what IG is, that is Instagram. And continue to like and share. And also leave a comment on those pages because I'd love to hear from you. Love to hear how you have enjoyed the episode and episodes you want to see here on the podcast. So until then, continue to discover yourself, embrace it, and unlock